Yes, keep going. So the saying is, if you have a setback and you take a step back, don't take a step back. If you have a setback, don't take a step back and get ready for your comeback. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tresho9, and today's coffee is brought to you by the Maui Dragon Fruit Farms. Chia, right chia on this island. So we were doing a live and we got cut off, and I'm just going to continue where I left off, and we're reading Proverbs and chapter 10. Today is the 10th, and so that's what we were doing today. Shout out to moms, because she started this. This is what we would do every single morning. Oh my goodness. Then it's funny I didn't like it. And I think it's funny now because I love it. Yeah, I'm a seeker. Like I said before, I am a seeker. And I love to gain information, and I love to gain wisdom. Really, the proper and the right and correct information is what I seek. And, you know, it is what it is. I don't fuss about what I don't know and what I don't have. That is something that I am diminishing in my life, because what I've noticed is that there's a lot of people that are just not happy. They're just not. And I say that because it's like, man, I don't want to be unhappy because I'm trying to strive for something. I'm trying to grasp for the air. I'm trying to grasp for the sand and trying to hold sand, or I'm trying to build something, you know, on not solid ground. And I'm always just like stressing this and that, yada, 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 yada. Hey, look, all I can do is do what I'm supposed to do. That's literally what I can do, is do what I'm supposed to be doing. Same for you. And so in that, I don't get frustrated because I don't have something. And so I don't consume a lot of social media these days, because it just doesn't serve me anymore. And I'll go on a binge, and I'll end up watching some TV show and some movies. This is not lately though, because our TV doesn't work. So I haven't been watching TV. I've been watching a lot of YouTube. And it's usually like it's usually music. Like that's what's usually what I'm watching on YouTube. Sometimes podcasts, it all depends on what it is. If it's something like right now, what I'm really diving into is different styles of relationship as it relates to God's word and the Bible. I point to my phone because that's just where it's at. I don't have a actual binding Bible, but you know, it's fascinating when you see the types of relationships that are in the Bible, because there's really only a few. There's really only a few that's mentioned and spoken about, right? You have, you know, New Testament, you have Paul, who, you know, didn't, you know, he was basically a priest, I think, or some sort of a religious leader of sorts, right? So he didn't have a woman, and nor did he have sex, and nor was he married. He was saying everybody should be like me and not get married. But if you are burning in your loins, then you should get married. Men, go get married and obtain a wife, a woman. And, you know, David did the same thing. He had many wives. His son, or was Solomon his son? I don't remember. Shoot, my brain just went. maybe. One of them was the father, and one of them was the son, because one of them actually gave him some wives. He was like, "Here, I'm getting ready to die. Here you go. Here's some more wives." Solomon, of course, he's famous for that. And then you have those that have one wife, probably more towards the Old Testament. I'm sorry, the New Testament. Anyway, and don't quote me on none of this. This is just go read it yourself. But yeah, I mean, these are just the things that I study. And yeah, so Proverbs is pretty cool because wisdom is something that my mother told me to get. You need to get wisdom, and you need to get understanding and knowledge. Those are if you're going to pray for something, pray for those things. And that's exactly what I do. I forget sometimes, I slip in and I'm like, oh man, I need a car, I need a job, I need this, I need that, da 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 da. Nah, pray for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Right? And in your life, you're a seeker of peace, because peace surpasses understanding. So if I'm looking for understanding, but then peace surpasses it, then I might want to get that peace. You dig? I might want to get that peace, because that's going to be something that is going to be truly, truly amazing. I'm going to do a sound check. And, yeah. Sound checkity check. Yeah, so I went live earlier, and it just stopped on me. It just ended. The OBS, my computer just shut down, froze. So we'll see what's going on right now. We're going to keep it going until it just shuts down. But I think we got sound. I think we're good to go. I got levels over here, 1, 2, 3. And so it's today, and so what we do is that there's 31 proverbs, and every day I read a proverb, and that's just the minimum, right? That's just something to kind of exercise and remind myself on a daily basis of where I'm going and what I want to do. And I do that because every day is a new day, right? So every day I wake up, it's a new day. In terms of, I have new opportunities, and I have the drive to work, and every day I get up to go to work. And this week, actually, I'll be working 7 days a week. This week is going to be insane. I might have to take some PTO next week. Not really sure if I'm going to do that. Then next week, I'm working another 7 days straight. So it's going to be wild, but I know that I can do it. I have peace, and I'm also under the Triple C philosophy. So cool, calm, and collected. Just keep it cool, keep it calm. Don't look forward. I don't look forward to like, oh my gosh, Sunday I got to work and Saturday I got to work. I'm gonna be so tired. It's gonna be so hot. I'll be doing this, but I'm not even there yet. I'm only right here, right now with you. I'm only sitting right here, right now. You know what I'm saying? If you watch this on the replay, of course it's gonna be a different day. But at this moment right here, this is where I'm at. So it doesn't really make sense for me to be tripping about, next week. And most people do. They're like, oh, I can't wait to go on this trip. Oh God, they be looking at the trip. Look, you're not even there yet. And then you're disappointed when it's over because you didn't even bask in the here and now. You know what I mean? You're so worried about doing stuff. You're so worried about this, and that. You don't even get to enjoy it. The wise are glad to be instructed, but the babbling fools fall flat on their faces. People with integrity walk safely, but those who follow crooked paths will be exposed. I like that. People with integrity walk safely. You dig? You have integrity, so you're walking safely. That kind of hits home right now. Not even kind of. That really hits home. People with integrity walk safely. Sheesh, come on. Whew, I got chicken skin. But those who follow crooked paths will be exposed. All right. So, in everything that I do, I believe that God has given me so much freedom. God has given me so, and you too. But I'm not living your life. I'm living my life. And he has given me extreme abundance and extreme freedom. And I read that and I get excited because I am to be integritous. I'm supposed to be moving and operating with integrity. So doing the right thing when no one is looking, right? And people can come up with all these right. It's so funny how people get mad because you doing something that God has allowed you to do. And they are over here getting mad at that. It just doesn't make any sense. But that's what religion does. Religion is a poison, and it's been poisoning people's lives for a very long time, and it's quite sad, to be honest with you. And I don't want any part in it. I had to remove myself from that, and then here I am right now. And so I'm super excited for it, you know. So some may say, one could say, you're like, hey, Mark, you walked away from God and now you're coming back. I'm so glad. Shut the hell up. What are you glad for? You know what I'm saying? Be quiet. I knew all along. What did you know all along? I didn't even do it. People are like, well, you left the church. You're leaving the church and this and that, yada, yada. I didn't leave it. How can I leave myself? How can I leave God? God never left me. How can I leave God? That don't make no sense. You're not making any sense to me. You're not making no sense. I know you've been indoctrinated and you're just talking, you're just repeating what everybody else has said. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I don't really kick it with a lot of Christians, because they just be regurgitating the exact same thing. They sound like robots. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. People who wink at the wrong cause. Whoa. Let's run that back. Let's run that. People who wink at wrong cause trouble, but a bold reproof promotes peace. Oof, bold. And I want to be that. You dig? I want to be bold. Reproof promotes peace. I want to promote peace. Doesn't mean I'm a warrior, right? So I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna defend. There's gonna come a time that I need to do this, and I need to be ready for that. I'm not the strongest. You dig? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people out here that are a lot stronger. I got this guy. There's a UFC fighter that lives down the street from me, and there's a whole. I mean, everybody's. This guy over here, he runs a studio over here, fighting place, just down the street. I can go to someone's garage right now and somebody's fighting in the garage. It's just, that's what it is. Hawaii is a fighting state. It's just constant. The words of the godly are a life-giving fountain. The words of the wicked conceal violent intentions. Whew. Man, I like this. Sometimes I get it and sometimes I don't get it. When I'm reading, I'm just kind of like, okay, it doesn't really serve me right now. But this right here, the words of the godly are a life-giving fountain. The words of the wicked conceal violent intentions. So they don't even they're concealing it. Violent intentions. Hatred stirs up quarrels, but love makes up for all offenses. Hatred stirs up quarrels, right? Did you see the Kamala? I don't even know these people's names, man. whoever the president is and whoever the presidential debate is, who gives a shit about who they are? I mean, I do. I know God does. God loves them. God knows them. I don't know them. I don't even know what they're doing. But I just saw a replay, just a little bit of it. But it's just like, I listened to it and I'm just like, okay, what's the bottom line? I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And all the while it's like, I'm just trying to put food on my family's table. You know what I mean? So we're over here focused on them, and they're over here putting crickets in our food and sawdust in our food. So I mean, you know what I mean? I'm trying to figure out how do I learn? I want to learn how to fish. Or I want to learn how to hunt, so I can get my own food. And they're trying to even regulate that and trying to like say you can't do that. All the while they got like 80,000 in the state, like 80,000 just roaming deer behind me. So this literally, there's a street behind me and then there's a park. Well, there's a house, but it's all one house. And at around this time, they all come out because there's a big old foresty, bushy thing over there. All the deer come out. There's hundreds just in the vicinity. And there's no predator here. Nothing's killing it except for humans. And you can only do so much, and so it's you learn how to hunt, and then you have food. Deer sausage is the best sausage I have had in my entire life. Done properly, it was apple deer sausage. I'm telling you right now, bruh, you can have it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like, that don't make no sense. But you can just eat it all day long. That's what I'm trying to say. Hatred stirs up quarrels. And that's what they're doing. You know, they're only getting, they know the people. They know the sheep. And they just be getting like, yeah, Kamala Harris. Maybe that's her name, Kamala Harris. It just hit me. Osama bin Laden, Osama bin Laden. What's his name? Obama, Clinton, Trump. They feed to the sheep, right? They tell you all the things that you want to hear. You dig? You know what I'm saying? They're politicians. They're pimps. That's what they literally are. They're pimps. And I don't, there's nothing wrong with it. You just got to know what you're dealing with. You know what I mean? Like, you got to know what side you're on. Are you a trick? Or are you a pimp? Are you a politician? You know what I'm saying? And so I would never in a billion years think I would be a politician or in politics at all. And yet I'm about to be, you know. I'm about to be some, I don't even know if I can say it, if I want to say it, but I submitted my, I'm gonna say it. I submitted my application to be a commissioner of fatherhood, because I'm passionate about being a father that much. Even if I didn't do that, I'm still passionate about being a father and helping men and helping men to be better fathers and better people. That is Tresho9. That's just what it is, you know. And it just, I want to help men, even in relationships. I want to help men navigate these things. And so I was invited to be a part of this, and I'm ecstatic. I'm super excited. It's an opportunity that I never thought I would have. You know what I mean? I've been positioned to be on boards and stuff like that before, but I was never in a position to actually do it. And now I'm here, and it's just like, I'm just excited, man. I think I'm overwhelmed with joy, to be honest with you, just to see and to witness what God is doing and what God does in people's lives. It's just crazy and amazing. Wise words come from the lips of people with understanding, but those lacking sense will be beaten with a rod. Wise words come from the lips of people with understanding. When you have understanding, then you know what is holding this foundation up. So you have a foundation, and even beneath that, you have your understanding. You're standing under something that now you have a knowledge of how that thing is holding that foundation, which is even greater, I believe. So you have understanding. I said it before. You have understanding. Wise people treasure knowledge, but the babbling of a fool invites disaster. So you have understanding, you have knowledge, you had wisdom. So you talked about wisdom, and so this is how my mom would teach me every morning. We would read these things and we would talk about these things. As a little kid, I was sitting in conferences and see, this is the thing that you need to understand. You need to understand, like, everything that's happening to you, everything that has happened to you, that may have caused trauma, may have caused disappointment. All of those things, actually, if you can use those things, if you can take those very things that have pained you, men, right? Take those things that have pained you and actually use those things in your life. This is who I am. And the enemy wants me to not believe that. The enemy wants me to say, well, I don't have any money. I don't have any money. And now that social media is out there, I'm looking at people that have all the money. I don't have all the money. I don't have the cool this and the this and that. And is it true? Is it true that the average sheep, I love your background, I love your microphone, these people aren't listening to you. You don't hear me. You just want to dance. That's it. You don't really care. You dig? And you'll notice people, once you start getting, and yes, I can be fun, I can be this and that, but once they see that, they don't actually want to be with you. Because they're broken inside. They're broken inside and they don't even want to be with you. So you have wisdom, you have understanding, you have knowledge. These are the things that you want. These are the things that you're going for, right? Because when your wife leaves you, when your girlfriend leaves you, when your kids disown you, when the world turns their back on you, when your friends leave you, and all these things that could possibly happen, right? You get a divorce, right? The woman that you love, the woman who you said that you were going to be with for the rest of your life is now gone, and you're seeing this woman in a whole different light. You're seeing her and she looks horrific and horrible in terms of her character. She's saying things that you're just like, whoa. And you got to be careful because she's going to dig at your character. She's going to dig at everything. Your penis is small. Your this is small. You don't do this. You don't know how to do that. And you're lazy. And your friend, you know what? I had sex with your friend. When you left in this trip, I had sex with her. And they're going to do all these things. I've heard it. I've seen it. I'm not making this up, man. It's crazy. And you got to be like, hey, let her talk. Let her talk. Let her talk. You should, it's funny, man. You should have a license to I mean, I guess you do have a license to be married. You know, you have a certificate. And then that certificate gets sold. Anyway, we're not going there. But, because nobody really gives a shit about what they do with your birth certificate and your marriage certificate. You just want to be married. I want to be married. I'm in God's will. I'm in God. I'm being married. You can get married in the church, and it's the same thing. You may not, obviously, you may not receive the benefits and the gifts and services of the government, but you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Had I known that, honestly, oh, that's good tea. Had I known all this that I know today, and it's not even much. I don't. Who am I? I don't know. Actually, I don't know. No, I'm just a poor black boy. I would have never gotten married to the state. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's great because you get tax cuts and breaks, maybe, or something like that. I don't know what you get. I don't know. But I would have just married it with just her, God, yeah, and family and friends. I wouldn't, nah. Nah. And we did something a little bit different that people don't really realize. We did something very different in our marriage from our family and friends. We definitely don't have the we have the most unorthodox marriage from anyone that I know in our family and friend circle. And so, yeah, we got married in the backyard. We made up our own vows. We had an agreement to be of service to a certain demographic in our marriage, and to help people and to serve people, to serve each other. And that's very different from a lot of people. And so, and we also live, or our goal is to take these words that we read here in this word, and we take these words and we're like, okay, can we do this? And we try to do that. Okay. Wise people treasure knowledge, but the babbling of the fools invites disaster. The wealth of the rich is in their fortress, and the poverty of the poor is their destruction. The earnings of the godly enhance their lives, but evil people squander their money on sin. Right? They squander the money, and you got to look at sin. Oh, they're smoking and they're drinking and they're dancing. Oh my God, that's not sin. I mean, it might be, but I don't know if dancing is a sin. And I don't even know, is smoking a sin? I don't really know. Is it? I don't know. I guess it says don't be intoxicated, right? Yeah, don't be intoxicated, right? So that would mean that you can't do anything. You can't have coffee, you can't have tea, because those change. There's caffeine. Caffeine is a drug. It's a stimulant drug. And I know people that are in recovery that can't and will not and choose not to have caffeine at all. And yeah. But and then he's married to, this particular person is married to someone who drinks, a lot, and it doesn't bother him. It's cool. Because he's, I remember him talking about he wasn't, his wife is his wife and she doesn't have that problem, but he does. Moving on. Let's see if I finished that thought. Did I finish that thought? Yeah, so we, our marriage, we just have a different view, because what I do is I look at relationships and then I go, well, that is that working? Oh, that doesn't work, so don't do that. That doesn't work, so don't do that. What is it in the Bible that made a success? Like, for example, like you take Abraham. Right? God told him, like, hey, from your seed, you're going to basically, from your seed, you were going to birth nations and nations and multiples, the sand of this is, or something. I don't know. I'm still learning. And so he didn't his first wife, or his wife, he slept with somebody else because she wasn't bearing, right? So she was like, well, maybe he meant sleep with this other maidservant because I can't have kids, because I think they were older. So they didn't understand that. So they just thought like, oh, okay, well, I'm supposed to sleep with this person. And then it's like, no, you were supposed to sleep with this wife. You sleep with your wife, not your servant. And so when he did that, it was like he still he still was blessed. You know what I'm saying? God still blessed him, but we look at it as like, well, she got sent away. Well, who knows why? I guess jealousy. Maybe she got sent away because of jealousy. I don't really know. Protection, maybe. Well, we got to look at that at another time. Not tonight, though. It's getting late. So yeah, let me just double check here. Okay. So we're gonna read. So that's on that, right? It is what it is. We have our relationship, we have our marriage, and the vows that we took and the promises that we made still stand true today. They always have. We've never wavered from it, which is dope. Yeah. And moving on to a different subject. This month is awareness month. It's a month that we are making aware that you are loved. Yeah. Making awareness that you're loved, that you are accepted. No matter what. No matter if that person is trying to destroy your life. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever let a woman destroy your life. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever let them do that. And that's the thing with Abraham. It's like, it was his wife's idea. Go sleep with that woman. Yeah, go ahead. That was his first mistake. Why would you listen to your wife when God told you directly to do this, this, and that? And your wife's gonna have a great idea? No. How could it be a great idea when it was first coming from God? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, my wife has a better idea. No. How could that be? How could that be? My first question was, did you consult with God? Yes, I did. Well, then how come he didn't tell me? Because that's the order. God, husband, wife. God, husband, wife. Show me in the Bible that it says something. I'm just reading this word. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing now. I'm just reading this word. People who accept discipline are on the path to life. Those who ignore correction will go astray. People who accept discipline. So you got to accept discipline. I think men need to be more disciplined. Hiding hatred makes you a liar. Slandering others makes you a fool. Too much talk leads to sin. Be sensible and keep your mouth shut. Dang. The words of the godly are like sterling silver. The heart of fool is worthless. The words of the godly encourage many, but the fools are destroyed by their lack of common sense. The words of the godly will encourage many. The blessings of the Lord makes a person rich, and he adds no sorrow with it. Doing wrong is fun for a fool, but living wisely brings pleasure to the sensible. The fears of the wicked will be fulfilled. The hope of the godly will be granted. When the storm of life come, the wicked will wither away, but the godly have lasting foundation. But the godly have a lasting foundation. Build your foundation. Woo! That's what we're doing right now. Lazy people irritate their employers like vinegar to the teeth or smoke in the eyes. Fear of the Lord will strengthen one's life, but the years of the wicked are cut short. The hopes of the godly result in happiness, but the expectations of the wicked come from nothing. The way of the Lord is a stronghold to those with integrity, but it destroys the wicked. Wow. Whew. I'm getting chicken skin. The godly will never be disrupted, but the wicked will be removed from the land. The mouth of the godly person gives wise advice, but the tongue that deceives will be cut off. The lips of the godly speak helpful words, but the mouth of the wicked speaks perverse words. Yeah. And then what we do is we dive in deep. I want to speak words that will help you. That are going to help you as men in your relationship. I want to help the men have the dopest foundation to be able to withstand the storm and to be able to withstand the ocean. I was going to do something, and I have all these plans. That's how it always goes. I have all these notes and this and that, and then I start reading this, and it's just like, that's all we need, baby boy. That's all you need, man. I believe that a man should have discipline, right? Discipline is nothing more than instruction. A discipline is nothing. I have a discipline is nothing more than like a lesson. I have this lesson. I have this discipline. Is not like, oh, I got to wake up early, and you could do that. That's your choice, right? And everybody has their own thing. Well, you got to wake up at 3 o'clock. You got to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Got to be 1 o'clock in the morning. Oh my God, it's 7 o'clock. Do what you got to do to be able to do what you got to do. So wake up. 7 o'clock is my wake up time. 6 would be like, okay, I can do 6. My days are super long. So 6 is challenging. 7 is doable because I can still do the things I need to do in that time. I need to get my body going. I need to read. I need to eat. I need to drink some tea or some coffee. I need to move my body. I need to stretch. I need to lift up something heavy and put it down again. I need to lift these weights, do these push-ups. I need to read. Right, all these different things, and they help. It gets you going. It gets that day going. I need to be able to, like, my wife makes these little shots, these ginger shots with cayenne pepper and lemon, maybe, or oranges, something like that. Turmeric, and it helps. I'm drinking 3 today. Yeah, 2 tonight. 2 this night, and then 1 big one in the morning, and it helps. It definitely helps for my what do you call it, the allergies. Helps with them allergies, boy, because it gets crazy. But yeah, so yeah, man, it's good. Check out these tunes. Yeah, I'm not really going to speak too much about the presidential debate. I think that we have enough of what we have enough of. You know, we have enough of that in this world. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to do videos. It was because I saw all the I just saw all the garbage was out there, so I'm like, okay, well, let me attempt to be something a little bit more positive in this, and that's what I'm doing. So, yeah, that's what's up, man. So yeah, man, this evening was pretty cool. I came home from work, and what I do is I get home and it's blazing hot in the house. I might go and just kind of just like decompress, lay down, shut my eyes for about 5 minutes or so, and then I come back into the world, into the new world, into the home life, if you will. And I learned that from a pastor friend of mine. I go, how do you do it? How are you so calm in this chaos of the house and everything, your kids running around, and your wife, and this and that? You got to do all this stuff. And he was like, well, I have an agreement with my wife and my kids. I just need 5 to 10 minutes. When I come home, just give me 5 to 10 minutes, and then I'm just coming from work. I've been fighting. I've been in the trenches. And so when I get home, I just need 5 minutes. Okay. You know, and his wife was like, okay, cool. You know, and I think she worked too, So she was, this and that. She was working. I don't know. I don't know if they're still together or not. Maybe they are. Who knows? I wonder if they are. Yeah, he was cool, man. He was cool. He was a cool cat. This tall Mexican guy, and he was a cool brother, though. Smooth, good looking guy. Yeah, real cool. Yes, sir. And that's what I do. When I get home, that's just kind of what I do. And we had burritos. Tuesdays, like taco burrito type of style. It's Mexican style of dinner. Is my favorite. Mondays and Tuesdays are my favorite. We have spaghetti on Mondays, and we have Mexican food on Tuesdays. Sometimes we have tortellinis. Sometimes we have raviolis. Sometimes we have spaghetti. Sometimes it's string spaghetti. It's all different kinds, right? My favorite is tortellini, though. Tortellini is like, man. But I'm lactose intolerant, so that cheese be killing me. But I still eat it. And then I pile on the cheese. I pile on the Parmesan cheese. I want to do an actual Parmesan cheese, because that powdered Parmesan cheese just doesn't, I don't know. There's something about it. There's something when my spider senses go off and I feel like my body will let me know, like, hey, there's something's not right. Something's not right with this. Like, for example, I can't cook my eggs with anything other than real butter. It just doesn't. Anything else tastes like metal. It tastes like chemicals. Anything else tastes like chemicals. And I don't know what it is. Everyone looks at me crazy. My wife's like, Mark, she thinks I make this stuff up. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. Don't feed that junk to me, though, because I don't like the taste. I spit it out. Yeah, I didn't want it. Yeah, I didn't want it because it just didn't. My body will let me know what's going on, and that's part of my gift. You dig? And when you walk in that, when I can walk in that, then it's something magical. When I can walk in the very gift that God has given me, let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. And I know the calling of my life. I like people like to tell me about it. And I kind of play dumb a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I play dumb a little bit. I'm like, oh really? Oh yeah, okay. God has been wanting me to start a church for the longest time. And I'm like, nah, nope. And I don't know if it's a church per se. It might be some sort of a ministry. And that is what Tresho9 is. That's what it is. The relationship experience is that. It's for men, specifically that are married with children. That is the specific niche. But it could be single men as well, that want to be. My godson he's engaged now, and he's always wanted to be married. He's always wanted to have kids. Always. That's all, he does. That's all that he wants. And he wants to have his career and a family. And, I just encourage him with it, teach him along the way and make sure, look out for this, watch out for that. You know what I'm saying? But he's good though. He's good. He'll learn. He's got to learn on his own too, but he just proposed. Yeah, he just proposed to his wife, his fiance, his wife to be. But yeah, man. I want to shift gears a little bit. I think that's a great segue. And so, guys, get your discipline going. Get your discipline game going. Get it up. And get moving. Get the step in here. We're going to read some, let's see what we got here. Some questionanos. Should I read this one? This one is real quick. My body feels sick around him. I am a 21-year-old female starting dating this guy who's 24 recently. He hasn't shown any red flags yet, and we have a lot in common. I don't know why, but ever since our first date, I feel really sick. I am anxious all the time. I can't explain it. I can't explain why. I feel nauseous all day and my stomach hurts. Even when I am around him, I feel sick. I can't understand the reason. Well, it's real simple. You might need to not be around him no more. That's what I'm thinking. Trust your instinct. You shouldn't be around this person that makes you feel this way, because that's not, girl, be around someone who's going to make you feel amazing. I think this is kind of long. This one's funny. I have to maybe paraphrase this. I am a 32-year-old female, and I went on a date with a 32-year-old male yesterday. We matched off of Hinge. We had a great time and ended up spending 4 hours late into the evening together. We even made out. I admit I initiated the kiss, but he led me on with, "You are a good kisser." Can't remember what was said next. Then we kissed. After that, he initiated it a few times too. He talked about making plans for our next date. He even asked me when I was free before I left. He kissed me again and said to message him when he got home, blah, blah, blah. I thought he might have unmatched me. I guess he unmatched her. Doesn't know why. Then he sends her a text message basically saying, we're not compatible. Had a great time. And then she's kind of bummed out. Women do this literally all the time. And he might be a player, right? In terms of, it might, we're not compatible. I don't know how he knows that right away. Maybe she was a bad kisser, but he said she kissed good. So it's like, what happened? And what I had to say about that is, just, hey, it wasn't meant to be. Like, you're not going to call him and it's going to be, it's going to be the best that you don't call him. Right. And she said she's not going to call. This last one, I'm going to paraphrase all this stuff. Basically, this girl has a really good boyfriend, super peppy and sweet in person, chivalrous, kind, always showing love, silly conversations, serious conversations, with ease. But when he text messages, it's basically she'll text him long messages and he'll respond very dry, very just not fun. But in real life, he's peppy, and I understand that. You know what I'm saying? I understand that. And just, he's not a texter. Like, why do you need him to text you spunky when you hang out with him? You have super dope fun. You see what I'm saying? Like, text messages really, like, maybe he's getting it too. Maybe he's got that ism and he's like, well, I'm only really texting you just to hang out, maybe, or something like that. I don't know. Sounds like the boyfriend or girlfriend. I don't really know the issue, but maybe you have some advice for them. What would you do? There's always different variables. But yeah, I mean, relationships and getting to know somebody is just, it's all not easy. And everybody has their way to do it. And people are holding on to trauma. I don't know why you want to hold on to trauma, but people are holding on to it. And I just don't want to make an excuse for my trauma. And I don't want to hold on to something that my father or my mother did, or, my abuser or my oppressor. Like, I don't really want to hold on to that. I really don't, because it just doesn't serve me today. You dig? And so I am an advocate, and I am a believer of healing. I believe in healing. I don't believe in perfection. I believe in healing. Meaning, I'll say this 1,000 trillion billion kachillion kadillion times. When you go back to the future, when you go back in time, when you go back and you tell this younger self that they are forgiven, they are okay. I made it for you. I went to I'm over here now, and I made it for you. It's all good, player. It's all good. Like, seriously. And when you do that, I don't even know, man. Just, it's like God just opens up the door and you just walk in there like nothing. And it's just like, it's amazing. It's truly, truly amazing, because I don't have like this fear of like, oh my God, my girlfriend cheated on me. And so that means that all girls are cheaters. Like, I saw the signs. I'm gonna remember those signs so it doesn't happen to me. Man, fuck all that shit, nigga. Like, come on, man. I don't got time for that. I don't have time for that. My gosh. I don't have time for that. You need to stop. Oh, my wife, I don't understand her. She, she says this and, she wants to do this and she wants to do that. Yada, yada, yada. And then, like, she doesn't listen to me and, and then she's like, ignores me and she doesn't want to sleep with me and this, I don't know. Bruh, that is not the way to live your life. Get on your grind. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm doing what I love to do. You dig? End of discussion. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to figure this thing out, man. I'm going to live my life one day at a time. And then there's less worries. There's less, you know what I'm saying? It's just less of everything. It's less drama. I don't need to take on too much. You know what I mean? When I hear stories that, living in on the island that I live in, that I live on, we just had a year ago, like devastating, like tragedy. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people were displaced because of fires. Homes gone. A whole town gone. And they're still cleaning up. Around this time last year, I remember talking to a guy. He was like, I'm still cleaning up my farm. There's just trees, debris. The wind just took it. It was basically like a hurricane winds came through here. And then a fire hurricane and destroyed so much. So much. And hearing the stories, it's devastating. But where I'm at right now is like, I don't have like it's sad. It's really sad. And it's almost unbelievable what people have gone through and what people are still going through. But we got to get to work. we got to get to work. You know what I'm saying? We got to get to work. And then, we have this thing at my job called Healing the Healers. And so what it is, it's all the practitioners, all the healers, all the social workers, everybody that does this work. We go and we do crafts and we go and listen to singing and we go and we do these things. So that we can heal. And because we're doing all this stuff out here, so we have to, there's stuff that we got to do. We have to kind of get catered to. Excuse me. Yeah, my allergies are going nuts now. It's time to take my medicine. So I'm actually going to get out of here. And you listen to some tunes. And yeah. So each one teach one. Iron sharpen iron. I go to bed. I'm super tired. But I'm dedicated, and peace to everybody. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. There's a lot of suicide. There's a lot of death happening right now. Yeah. It's surreal, man. The revolution doesn't look pretty, y'all. It doesn't look pretty. And it actually won't be televised. I'm just a messenger. I'm just a seeker. I'm seeking and seeking, and I have been seeking for my whole entire life. I'll never stop. I'll never stop. And every day, I accept death. Every single day. It's hard. I've seen it. I've seen it. It's not easy. And it hurts. It hurts. There's a woman on the that came as a tourist. She came with her husband on a tourist and left alone because he died right before her eyes. I was there. It scared me. I was scared for sure. I was shaking. Afterwards, after when it was all said and done, I was in shock. And it wasn't even happening to me. It's not funny, but it's crazy. I understand that the power of what that is. I mean, it was insane, guys. It was insane. The disbelief on this woman's face was just like, she just repeated, "What do I do? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? This is not happening." I didn't say anything to this woman at all. I just hugged her, and it was tough, man, because it's like the whole time I'm thinking I can't help her. There's nothing that I can do except obviously call 911 and do CPR. And that's what we did. He didn't make it, and I was the one that drove her to the morgue, to the police station place. And she had called her father while she's in my car. This is a total stranger. Total stranger. I don't know this woman. I just happened to be in the right place at the right time, and no one else was doing anything. So I'm just like, I'm just going to jump in. I don't even know I know what I'm doing when it comes to CPR, but it's like, that was my first time. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you right now, that was the hardest thing I have ever done in my entire life, more than parenting and more than marriage. That was hard because I was just like, I was in the zone, I was in the zone, and I was in a zone, yet I was so aware of everything just slowed down. And so she's in the car, right? And she's talking to her dad, and I'm driving, and I got to stay on the road and drive. Everything felt funny to me. Everything felt like unreal, I was just holding this lady's hand. We're just holding hands in the car. If somebody didn't know the situation but knew me and drove past me and saw this, it would have looked really funny. It'd have been like, is Mark cheating? Because I was just like in the car with this lady, but it just, yeah. Anyway, we drove, and she's talking to her dad. And when she talked to her dad, I that's when I started to lose it. I'm trying to hold it in now. When she was talking to her dad, she was like, "Dad, like, he's like, what, honey, what's going on?" He's happy first, right? And she was like, "So and so died," and he was like, "What?" And like, I lost it at that point. I was just like, no, because it's like, here's his daughter. He's talking to his daughter. I got 2 daughters. He's talking to his daughter, and here his daughter's husband of X amount of years is no longer on this planet. And it's just like, but to hear him comfort her, I was like driving like, oh, don't cry. Because I still had to drive. I was driving to the police station. It was 10 minutes away. I didn't even know where I was going. I'd never been there before. I was shaking. And I did. This is kind of funny, but I remember going, okay, don't crash the car. You know what I mean? Like, don't crash his car with this precious person in the vehicle, you know? Yeah. And it's funny because it's like, I think about her and it's like, just keep going. You know, there's another story about a gentleman who recently, on a street, public street, hung himself. And today they were doing a thing over there. Come on, man. I had a friend, acquaintance that I knew in high school, who committed suicide this year. And it's like, what, man? What? Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Never give up. Don't give up. You're loved. Keep going. Man, it's crazy, yo. It's crazy to think. And I understand that. I understand. I understand. We had a preemie who passed away. Baby, our first daughter. And I remember the first thing I said was I held her. They wrapped her up and I held her. And I kissed her on her nose or forehead and mouth, something. I don't remember. And I just remember thinking, I was like, God, take me. Let her, I said, take me. Let her live and take me. I will sacrifice my life for this person. And I hold that energy. I hold that energy now. You dig? I hold it now. And being a warrior is not pretty. I don't understand why we, as men, we gotta stop. We gotta stop that shit. This ain't a pretty game. This ain't a pretty game. I mean, we may move like a pimp and a politician, but we don't look like one because we're warriors. We're in the trenches. You dig? And we're in it. We're in it, and we don't give up. So don't give up. Don't give up. It's not worth it. Men are dying over women out here. It's crazy, yo. It's crazy. You can't do that, man. Stop it. Stop. Let that woman go. Let her go. Let her go. Let her go. Stop. No. Nope. No. No. I don't care what she says. I don't care what she says. At that point, when she's talking reckless like that, that's the enemy through her. Don't do it. Don't do it. Nah, you're better than that. Become delusional like her. I mean, she's popping up out the mouth and saying all this crazy. She's delusional. Become like her. Be delusional and be like, what? That's crazy. What? What you talking about? Girl, shut the fuck up. Stop talking. And walk away, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, dog. Like, seriously, man. It's a gangster year. It's a gangster year all year long, to the day that we die. It's a gangster year. This is what it is, man. This is how I'm going out. I'm going out with a fight, not literally. I'm going out with a fight. With the good news, you dig? With some good news. With that good news, baby boy. We gonna get it, man. Come on, man. Let's go. Let's go, y'all. Peace. I am out. So tired. It's been a blessing. Check us out, Tresho9, at Tresho9 on Instagram. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think or not. Doesn't really matter. Leave a hate message. Leave a love message. It's all good. Whatever you want to do.